Good afternoon and thank you for tuning in. For BCIT's The Crow, I'm Gabe Liesi. Here are your news headlines at 2 p.m. Surrey Mayor Brenda Locke is calling on the federal government to create a national extortion commissioner. Locke says she sent a letter to federal public safety minister asking for a more coordinated national effort to fight extortion. Surrey has seen 34 cases of reported extortion in the last 3 weeks, with at least 4 shootings in the last week being linked by investigators to ongoing extortion investigations. Locke says the situation is unlike any seen by Surrey before, and federal authorities need to do more to aid residents living in, quote, constant fear. According to a survey conducted by Sands & Associates in BC, 95% of people say they have been significantly impacted by inflation. The survey indicates cost of living has passed general overspending as the primary cause of debt. Reporter Arden McLeod has more.
The annual consumer debt study by Sands & Associates has run for the past 13 years, and this is the first time cost of living has outweighed general overspending as the leading cause of debt. Blair Manton, president of Sands & Associates, says nearly 40% of respondents reported their food and grocery costs have increased by 50% or more. The study also found 1 in 7 people have considered suicide as a way to end their financial stress. Manton says the first step to dealing with debt is realizing you are not alone, and that educating yourself on your options, seeking help early, can make a major difference. Arden McLeod, BCIT News.
Vancouver City Council has approved more than $5.6 million in grants for artists and cultural organizations. The city says the money is being given to 165 organizations as part of the first round of 2026 grant allocations. The money can be used for operations and capital funding or go toward individual projects. Some of the groups that received a portion of this grant money include the Indigenous Artists in Residence program at Blue Cabin Cooperative and the Vancouver Pride Society. January 18th to 24th is National Non-Smoking Week in Canada. BCIT News reporter Hayden Stewart has more for us.
Health Canada says National Non-Smoking Week is a time to reflect on the benefits of a smoke-free life. Recent reports show smoking rates have declined in Canada. From 2001 to 2024, tobacco usage rates in Canada dropped from 29% to 13%, according to a Canadian Community Health Survey. Smoking rates in the country are now among the lowest in the world, with 11% of Canadian adults reporting smoking in 2024, according to Health Canada. They also say that less than 1% of youth reported smoking daily. Health Canada's goal is to reduce tobacco consumption rates to less than 5% by 2035. Hayden Stewart, BCIT News.
One person is recovering after being taken to hospital following a crash between a semi-truck and a motorcycle in Langley. RCMP say they were called Tuesday afternoon around the 22-200 block of Highway 10. Police say the investigation is in its infancy and no further details are currently available. Investigators are asking anyone with information or dash cam footage to contact them. David Eby was in Prince George today to announce a new mining project. He was joined by Minister of Mining and Critical Minerals Jagrup Brar. They both stressed the good-paying jobs this project will bring, as well as increasing the province's resiliency.
Just in the last 24 hours between the Prime Minister's speech in Davos and the President's speech in Davos, I think if there's one message for British Columbians to take away from this, it's that the collaboration and work we're doing here in relation to natural resources is more important than ever. These are the foundational wealth-generating opportunities for our province that underwrite so much more of the work that we have to do both as a province and a country as we work to stand on our own 2 feet in this challenging global environment.
Ontario's universities and colleges are looking for billion-dollar funding boosts in the province's upcoming budget. The Council of Ontario Universities says those institutions are projecting a budget shortfall of $1.3 billion by 28-29. President and CEO Steve Orsini says that is unsustainable and services will suffer without more funding.
We're going to lose student spaces for students to enroll. We're going to lose student services such as work in integrated learning, career coaching, mental health, and we're going to lose our ability to research and innovate.
Colleges say they will see a sector-wide deficit of up to $1.5 billion by 2027-28. The Ontario budget is expected sometime this spring. We have reaction this afternoon on a story we brought you earlier today. Ontario Premier Doug Ford and officials with Canada's auto sector say a deal with China on electric vehicles only hurts Canadians. Ford has been critical of the move that allows 49,000 Chinese EVs to enter the country on a reduced tariff in exchange for China reducing canola and some seafood tariffs. Ford is calling on the rest of the country to stand up for the auto sector.
Boycott the Chinese EV vehicles, support companies that are building vehicles here. It's as simple as that. This is a Team Canada approach. We got to stick together.
The Premier says Canadians should support car companies that have a manufacturing residence in Canada. He says he does not believe Chinese automakers will ever start producing vehicles in Canada, as the Prime Minister has suggested. President Donald Trump has announced he is canceling a planned tariff on U.S. allies in Europe over Greenland. This decision follows an agreement with NATO on a framework for a future Arctic security deal. Earlier, Trump insisted on acquiring Greenland, but said he would not use force. His comments have sparked concerns about a potential geopolitical standoff. Denmark remains firm on its sovereignty over Greenland. Trump's tariff threats have alarmed European leaders who warn of a strong response. The situation has overshadowed Trump's plans to address U.S. housing prices, with Greenland dominating discussions. Extreme weather is hitting parts of Canada and the U.S. Dr. Stephanie Widmer, an emergency medicine toxicologist, explains how the rough weather can impact your health.
Early frostbite can look like numbness, tingling, skin that turns pale or waxy, and especially in areas that have less circulation, like the fingers, toes, ears, and the nose. Hypothermia is more systemic. You'll see uncontrollable shivering, sometimes confusion, slurred speech, clumsiness, or extreme fatigue.
The Vancouver Canucks are back in action tonight at 7 p.m. when they host the Washington Capitals. Tonight will be the team's 9th annual Pride Night. The Canucks currently sit bottom of the league and are looking to snap an 11-game losing streak. The team has not won since a shootout victory on December 20th against the Boston Bruins. The Toronto Raptors are also back in action tonight against the Sacramento Kings, just 24 hours after beating the Golden State Warriors by a score of 145 to 127. The matchup tonight against the Kings is the third of a 5-game road trip. Tip-off tonight is at 7 p.m. Kelowna will host the 2028 Special Olympics Canada Winter Games. This marks the first time the event will be held in BC. More than 1,300 participants will attend. Organizers say the event is slated to bring more than $7 million of economic impact to the city. The event features 8 winter sports, including curling, figure skating, speed skating, alpine skiing, cross-country skiing, and 5-pin bowling. It will also act as a qualifier for Canadian athletes looking to compete in the 2029 Special Olympics to be held in Switzerland. A new report shows soccer leads the nation due to strong local programming, moderate cost, and broad accessibility. This in a country where traditionally hockey has dominated. BCIT reporter Caroline Doyle speaks to a local player.
A report released by Jumpstart shows soccer is the #1 sport among youth. The report says 96% of parents surveyed say sports have a positive impact on their child's physical health, and 93% say sports have a positive impact on their child's well-being. Teenager Franco Cepeda says the results make sense.
Honestly, that doesn't really surprise me because I think it's a global sport. I think it's something that's easily accessible. Yeah, there's a lot of passion and involved, and it really shows.
Franco says friendships, enjoyment, and his future are some of the reasons why he stays in the game. Caroline Doyle, BCIT News.
Victoria Mboko is on to the third round of the Australian Open after winning her second round match yesterday against American Kathy McNally. The 17th ranked Canadian will play her third round match against Clara Tauson of Denmark tomorrow. She also has a second round doubles match tomorrow with her American partner Iva Jovic. On the men's side of the draw, 21st ranked Canadian Denis Shapovalov will take on Croatia's Marin Cilic in the second round tonight at 8 p.m. New Canadian research is pitching ideas for how to make the Winter Olympics and Paralympics more resilient to climate change. It builds on recent research co-authored by the University of Waterloo's Daniel Scott, who says snowmaking, despite its water and energy demands, will be critical to the future of the Games.
Even a place that is normally climate reliable like Salt Lake City, this year, if you've seen the snow conditions out there, they're struggling. So if their games happened this year, it would be a challenge for them. So doing away with snowmaking, it makes about as much sense as moving hockey back outside. We just wouldn't do it. So you have to focus on the sustainability part of it.
The Games now require snow competition venues to be climate reliable until at least the middle of the century. A fun story to end off today. Rome is paying its last respects to legendary fashion designer Valentino. His high glamour gowns and iconic shade of red became a staple of Italian elegance. Valentino Garavini died on Monday at the age of 93. He is lying in state at his foundation in Piazza Miagnelli on Wednesday and Thursday, located just a few steps away from the world-famous Spanish Steps. His funeral will be held on Friday in the Basilica of St. Mary of the Angels and the Martyrs in central Rome, where he had his residence. It's 5 degrees outside right now, and the sun has stuck around for the entire day. Enjoy it while it's here, because tomorrow is supposed to be more cloudy. The expected high tomorrow will be about 5 degrees. For BCIT's The Crow, I'm Gabe Liesi. Thank you for listening. James and I will catch you back here tomorrow.
Stay tuned for more on BCIT's 1680 The Crow.
I would recommend this program for anyone that isn't sure what kind of job they want in media, because you learn everything from public relations to communications to video editing, like radio, TV. So you do get a lot of experience in all the different fields in media.